Okay. We're live here at the FWL studios, and we have to take a moment here to recognize how amazing Daniel Bryan was and still is. Daniel Bryan, great wrestler. Career ended way too soon. I'm here again in the FWL studios, and I'm here with FWL reigning, defending champion Joseph Thornburg, who was the champion last season, is here with me.
Yeah, and second place, looking like I may have a fighting chance at first.
Joseph Thornburg is your king of the indies. You internet smarks might think you know what you think you know, but you don't know anything compared to Joseph Thornburg on the indies. Not at all. I mean, I don't even know how to say anything else against about Daniel Bryan on the indies. Let's pass it over to Thornburg here, and he'll give us some of those scenarios.
All right. Thank you. You're making me blush. Big month this month. Big week. Some tragedy. We'll cover it. The number one thing we're going to talk about is, of course, Daniel Bryan. And the month of February is kind of interesting for me. I have a little bit of a story. It was in February of 2002 that Ring of Honor debuted. The Era of Honor begins, and in the main event was Daniel Bryan, to those who don't know. In February of 2005, I bought my happy ass a plane ticket to Chicago Ridge for the Ring of Honor 3rd anniversary show, and saw Daniel Bryan wrestle Homicide in one of their best of 5 matches. And it was the month of February in 2016 that we said an unfortunate farewell to Daniel Bryan for a career that was cut short way too soon.
And it's cut short way too soon right now. Man, me and so many other fans wish that he can continue. Right now, I have to apologize to the CW. Oh, wow.
Back that up.
Not backing up anything.
Oh, man.
I was talking about a... I was... There was no hiccups there. There was no hiccups. I was talking about a Fed that I was a part of a long time ago. But let's talk about the FWL. Right now, I have to apologize to all of you. Your classic old school wrestling analysis, Playboy CVV, is not going to be on this podcast this week. He will be here 2 weeks from now. Next week's going to be the pay-per-view podcast, and it will be, again, Joseph Thornburg, the king of the indies, with us. And we're going to review a little bit about Raw and WWE, but right now we're going to focus a lot on indies because that's the expert we have here, and Joseph Thornburg is the absolute expert. You won't meet anybody else who has more knowledge and more... I don't even know how to put this. You won't have anybody that knows more about the indies than Joseph Thornburg.
I'm totally digging the one of my favorite indie leagues, CWF. That reference was pretty freaking amazing. By the way, that was awesome. All right, so indie heavy show today. Apparently, Hold
on. Let's review a little bit of WWE real fast here. There's the elephant in the room about Titus O'Neil. Ooh. Titus O'Neil getting suspended.
History Month.
I watched the video, and I honestly didn't see Titus O'Neil doing anything. All I saw was Vince McMahon pushing him, and it's a little bit crazy for me. Even if Titus O'Neil tried to do anything, give me a break, McMahon. What's wrong with you?
No, that's kind of goofy. I mean, Steve Austin said on his podcast a little while ago that everyone was walking on eggshells. I think that kind of proves it. That's kind kind of a scary environment.
Yeah, I don't even know what to say about that. I mean, wow.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest Titus O'Neil fan. I mean, I don't think he's terrible or anything. I'm not particularly going to miss him on the card, but you don't really do that. I don't know. The suspension seems more unprofessional than a joking gesture.
The actual suspension is ridiculous. It's $1 billion Vince being $1 billion Vince. And give me a break. How does he have to do? How does he have any sort of clue of suspending anybody for just trying to be part of the show?
Part of the show, trying to be polite, anything like that. You know what really is weird? How we have been screaming that Titus O'Neil has been a good pickup for fantasy wrestling. That was one of the things you guys left on in the last show, wasn't it? I mean, good God, I think everybody's eating their words right now after months of us screaming, pick him up for your fantasy team.
Playboy Stevie V called it the best.
Well, I mean, look at what he's done this year. This guy would have been a points monster, and not one person in fantasy wrestling had him on their team.
Yeah, it's a great call, and to suspend him through WrestleMania season, give me a break. Yeah, we called it. Me and Playboy CVV called that he was going to win that, and it's ridiculous to me. You're going to suspend him for just trying to be part of the show? Really, McMahon? Are you serious?
Yeah, serious. All right. Anything else relevant happened in WWE this week, or was it kind of a repetitive show? I mean, we've got the Jericho-Styles feud going.
Well, on SmackDown, AJ Styles lost to Y2J, and the internet community went crazy about it. You know what? What are you supposed to do? You're Y2J. You're Y2J. Okay, I'm going to beat somebody. Oh, you're burying younger talents. Oh, I'm going to lose to somebody. Oh, you're a jobber. What are you supposed to do if you're Y2J? What are you supposed to do?
No, I mean, there's the 50-50 booking gripe, but I don't think that's coming into play here. I mean, this sets up the pay-per-view match. They're getting the rubber match out of the way.
I think that right now, to everybody, since you have been doing the pay-per-view podcast, I get that, but you need to explain to everybody what your version, Joseph Thornburn's vision of what 50-50 booking is.
All right, 50-50 booking, for those of you who have not noticed, is the WWE booking pattern. One person wins on the pay-per-view, and then they lose the next night to the same person on Raw. Take the Kevin Owens-Dolph Ziggler feud, for an example. Owens beat him at the pay-per-view.
Ridiculous.
And then Ziggler wins the next night, and then I think Owens won on a SmackDown, and Ziggler will win on the Monday. And it's just trading wins and losses, and as a result, nobody gets a chance to get over.
It's the same shit with that. What the fuck?
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I'm surrounded by Kevin Owens fans like, oh, good God. And it's not even the internet guys. A whole lot of people in the world think that Kevin Owens should have a strap coming to him.
Why in the hell, excuse my language before, why would you just do this? Kevin Owens is obviously a big deal. Why would you do this 50-50 booking with Kevin Owens and Dolph Ziggler? It makes no sense to me.
No, it's happening to a whole lot of people. Look back at the Tyler Breeze-Dolph Ziggler feud. I mean, they just traded wins and losses back and forth night after night. Miz, or go back last year to when I got a whole bunch of points. Look at what Miz and Dolph Ziggler did. Traded the Intercontinental title back and forth for a month.
Tyler Breeze is an embarrassment to what WWE's booking. He should be way more over, and WWE's booking him like garbage, and I don't understand why.
No, he's over. I mean, he's getting crowd reactions. He's getting cut short by management. It's really unfortunate.
It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing like what I said.
Yeah. All right. So we'll tap into some NXT tonight, right? We had a title defense. That's kind of the thing in NXT. Oh, wait, no. Last week wasn't a title defense with Apollo Crews and Finn Balor. This week we got Bayley and Carmella.
Which was still a title defense.
No, last week it was not a title defense. It was a non-title match.
This week it was. It was Carmella and Bayley.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Women's title match. I had a brain fart earlier. And it was, non-title match against the champion. But, we got a title defense on NXT tonight. I don't think anybody really saw a title change in hands, especially because their women's titles kind of become a main event or a pay-per-view big deal. Carmella, decent enough effort, but, I mean, the show was kind of there.
I got to cut you off here for a second. I have Joseph Thornburg, King of the Indies, on my podcast right now, and I think that we need to talk about some indie wrestling and not WWE.
Well, I mean, if we're going to talk indie wrestling, let's talk about the pay-per-view at the end of the month. Ring of Honor doing an anniversary show. I feel really bad for anybody who's not going to be there.
I feel very bad too, Anthony.
Yeah, TV star Anthony Peters, who's not going to be there to see his favorite wrestler, Kenny Omega, live.
I think you need to explain to everybody who doesn't know who Kenny Omega is, because I'm not 100% sure of the awesomeness of this guy. I understand what you've told me about him, but I don't think that everybody else has.
All right. Kenny Omega has carried the IWGP Junior Heavyweight division for the past year now. Won the title at last year's Wrestle Kingdom, and he has freaking rocked it. He lost the title once for a brief stint.
I'm sorry, I got to cut you off for a second. You need to explain who Kenny Omega is. Nobody knows who he is. You need to tell everybody who he is first.
Has anybody ever seen the Animaniacs? If you could put the Animaniacs into a wrestling ring and make them one person, it's Kenny Omega. You might know him as the Cleaner for his ridiculous, overly charismatic antics, dropping people on their heads left and right. He once wrestled a 8-year-old girl and kicked her in the face, which was absolutely hilarious.
He wrestled a girl? Are you serious? What do you mean, 8-year-old girl?
Yeah, Kenny Omega beat up an 8-year-old girl in a wrestling ring.
Oh my God, what a POS. Are you serious?
He's the Cleaner, man. He's cleaning the trash out, and that 8-year-old girl happened to be a big piece of trash.
So, do you think that there's any chance in the world that WWE would sign this guy?
My theory on this, I think Kenny Omega was the victim of the Bill DeMott sexual harassment scandal.
Well, I don't know. I mean, WWE is apparently the big leagues. That's what AJ Styles says. So how can you not see that?
Well, Kenny Omega has said repeatedly that he has absolutely no interest in going to WWE, and AJ Styles actually confirmed it.
But, I mean, Kenny Omega is a New Japan star, and we already have Nakamura there. And who knows? Okada could be next. Okada is the Japan champion.
Yeah, he is the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion. AJ Styles recently said on a podcast that it's a guarantee that Okada and Kenny Omega will not go to America.
Wow. See, right now is why you people are so lucky to hear Joseph Thornburg, King of the Indies, because apparently he knows everything about it. I mean, give me a break. He knew about a tweet that was happening. That's crazy.
The other big one, the Young Bucks, the highest paid tag team in the world.
Hold on. The Young Bucks? Who are the Young Bucks?
Okay, I appreciate this, but a whole lot of people know who the Young Bucks are, and you know how I know this? Because they make more money than Vince McMahon could offer them.
I think you need to explain to people who Young Bucks are, because not everybody's going to know who Young Bucks are.
All right, take the internet, Smark, gimmick it. Take a tag team that works the internet and super kicks the living hell out of absolutely everybody as many times as they possibly can. They flip, they dive, they're quintessential Bullet Club, and they have recently signed...
Whoa. Bullet Club? Who's Bullet Club? I'm not as sure, and I don't think a lot of...
You're killing me, bro.
Oh, man, he's laughing at me.
I have to explain too much.
He's laughing at me.
I have to cover all the words.
I'm not 100% sure what Bullet Club is, and
God.
I don't think a lot of people listening know who Bullet Club is, so can you explain that?
Look, man, I know you're paying me $125,000 a year to be here, but $125,000 a year is not enough to cover the last couple years of pro wrestling all over the planet. I'll just make this abundantly clear. If you take something like the NWO with a bit more childish antics, throw it together, put it in a Japanese wrestling league, ruining Japanese wrestling, the Young Bucks are one of the mainstays of that group. The Young Bucks have been absolutely killing it all over the world and are making more money in the indies than they are...
Whoa. Oh, my God. He went back to talking about the Young Bucks. I still want to know more about this Bullet Club thing. Because I'm not 100% sure. You went over a lot. You went over a lot about Bullet Club, and what you told me wasn't sufficient.
Dude, $125,000 a year can't cover the amount of history you are asking for.
I just want to know about Bullet Club, and I think everybody else wants to know about Bullet Club. We've been seeing the shirts in WWE. We saw the kid Big E dancing. Hit the music.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
Okay, and we saw the kid dancing.
That was really good. That was really good Big E right there.
Yeah, thank you. We saw the kid dancing to it, and I don't believe that everybody knows what Bullet Club is. They don't get it.
All right. Bullet Club. They're coming over. They're invading from New Japan. If anybody remembers Festus from back in the day, well, he's actually good. Like, really good. Big dude.
Whoa. Festus?
Yeah.
What can Festus do? Who is he?
Doc Gallows of the Bullet Club, resident big man, teamed with Machine Gun Carl Anderson, who's about to make his WWE debut.
Oh, you know what? I've heard of Carl Anderson, so...
Yeah, he's done some Ring of Honor shows. You've seen a few of them. Previously led by Finn Balor.
Whoa, what about Finn Balor and Bullet Club? What?
Yep, those are the founders. So
Whoa. Finn Balor started Bullet Club? Are you kidding me?
Yep. And then the second leader was AJ Styles after Finn Balor went to NXT.
What did AJ Styles do in New Japan? You're killing me. Don't tell me he did anything good.
You mean other than win the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship on his debut match?
Oh, wow. Touche. See, this is right here why we have Joseph Thorburn, King of the Indies, on.
I'm getting put over way too much right here. I thought the money that you're giving me was enough. Anyways, Bullet Club coming over. Kenny Omega.
Wait, stop. Explain Bullet Club more. You didn't really explain it.
What else do you want me to say? They've monopolized belts in New Japan. They've gone over to Ring of Honor, invaded Ring of Honor, kicked the crap out of Ring of Honor wrestlers. They've had an ongoing feud with Red Dragon. They've had an ongoing feud with the Time Splitters. I mean, who...
I'm going to cut you off real fast here. A lot of people don't know who Red Dragon is.
That's a
who are listening. It is a very big crying shame. A hell of a lot of people don't know who Time Splitters are.
Crying shame.
We're looking to see the impact of Bullet Club, and this is what I get from what I understand is Bullet Club is like DX in WWE from the Attitude Era, which was dominant, and at the same time Bullet Club's also NWO from that same era, which was also dominant, and they mixed all this stuff up and made a faction. Is that right?
It's the best way to put it, and held every belt along the way except the Never title. We'll go into that some other time.
And the people in New Japan just completely hate this Bullet Club faction. Is that right? I'm not 100% sure.
Oh yeah, they well originally absolutely, and then you started seeing Bullet Club shirts showing up at these Japanese shows. They definitely were popular in America, but yeah, they slowly started to turn face. I mean, if you saw Wrestle Kingdom, the big New Japan show in January, you could see Bullet Club shirts everywhere. AJ Styles getting 2 sweets thrown at him.
Whoa. How long was AJ Styles with Bullet Club?
Oh, God, what, a year and a half, I want to say? I think it was about a year and a half, right after Finn Balor showed up in NXT.
Was AJ Styles a leader?
Yeah, we already said that. AJ Styles took over leader of the Bullet Club after Finn Balor.
Oh, I'm sorry. My head's crazy right now. That's the New Japan. That's just Bullet Club. And Bullet Club, from what I understand, being a WWE guy, Bullet Club got purchased by WWE. So you might see Bullet Club in WWE. And you better hope that happens. Because from what I'm hearing from the King of the Indies, Justin Thornburg here, Bullet Club is awesome. Everything that he just told me is amazing. And I don't know any other way to put it. Well, let's talk more in detail right now about WWE signing New Japan Pro Wrestling superstar Shinsuke Nakamura, because he's going to know more than anybody about it. And I already know that Nakamura is very amazing, very good. But Joseph Thornburg is going to have a whole new take on this.
You mean the man who beat Kurt Angle to reunify? I think it was split belt, reunified the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship. Beat Kurt Angle.
Wow, he beat Kurt Angle? Are you kidding me right now?
Yeah, and that was before he was charismatic. This is before he became what he is now. He's single-handedly the most charismatic Japanese wrestler ever. And you know the best part about him? He speaks English.
Hold on. Oh, wow. You stole my thunder right there. I didn't even want to say it.
Yeah, he speaks English. He actually does. He doesn't have to deal with Hideo Itami's issues. So we got a guy in here who can actually talk. He's comfortable on the mic. He promos pretty decently in Japanese.
Right now, I think you need to tell the FWL audience what match to watch. What match to YouTube, Google for Shinsuke Nakamura?
Ooh, that's tough. Because, I mean, his last 3 Wrestle Kingdom appearances have just been off the chain. I mean, there was his stellar match against Tanahashi, which main evented Wrestle Kingdom.
Can we both agree that you need to watch one of the Wrestle Kingdom matches?
Yeah, definitely. Pick a Wrestle Kingdom match because he has a stellar performance every time he's at the Japanese WrestleMania.
Well, you stole it from me again. I was just going to say that Wrestle Kingdom that we're talking about is the version of WrestleMania for New Japan Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's, you know what? A really easy one that I think everybody could get behind because they already know AJ Styles is just this last one at the last Wrestle Kingdom this year. I think, they'll see AJ Styles, they'll identify with AJ Styles, and that was maximum AJ Styles. The guy tore the house down, and a very easy one to get into. I mean, if you want to get deeper into it, 2 years prior, he did a match against Tanahashi, which was amazing. He main evented his Intercontinental Championship at their WrestleMania over the World Championship.
Again, FWL audience, we are focusing today on the indies because we have our indie expert here, Joseph Thornburg, and if you're offended by it, I don't know what else to tell you. This is what he's telling you right now is the future of wrestling, and if you disagree with it, well, I'm going to tell you one thing for sure. You're wrong because he is the king of indies and he knows everything about what's going on in the indies, and a lot of the stuff that he's told me personally has came to fruition in WWE. So it's hard to argue with him. So we're going to continue with the indies. We're going to keep going with the indies on this particular show. So we're just going for there. And I'm going to give the mic back to Joseph Thornburg, and he's going to talk more about New Japan right now. And Joe, I got to ask you a question. Right now, we know that, and this is no secret, this is not an indie secret, everybody knows this. Mm-hmm. Right now, Carl Anderson signed Doc Gallows, a.k.a. Festus. Yeah, and Doc Gallows is so much better than Festus, and Nakamura is signed. Do you think WWE can pick up anybody else right now from New Japan? Do you think that they would sign their name on Vince's evil empire, as the indie expert Joseph Thornburg would say?
Yeah, $1 billion Vince, right? All right, if I'm a $1 billion Vince and I'm looking at New Japan, that's actually kind of a tough one. I mean, that's a really hard one. Honestly, I think you might disagree with this one. I would figure they'd eyeball Roppongi Vice. They're
Roppongi Vice. Yeah. I'm not quite sure who Roppongi Vice is.
Well, a few people have probably seen Trent Beretta around here and there. The other one is Rocky Romero, the tag team, junior heavyweight tag team, known for some pretty entertaining matches. Rocky Romero especially is keen at working the crowd. Athletic tag team, they're both American. I think they'd carry over really well. They have a size issue, but otherwise, I think that Roppongi Vice would carry over pretty decently. I really don't see anybody else getting eyeballed. I mean, we talked about the Young Bucks and how they didn't get enough money offered to them.
Whoa. What do you mean Young Bucks didn't get offered enough money? What does that mean? I don't even understand what you're saying.
All right, well, the Young Bucks are the highest paid professional wrestlers on the independent wrestling scene. And the offer that they were given originally didn't match.
The Young Bucks?
Yes. Nick and Matt Jackson of Super Kick Party fame. Multi-time IWGP junior heavyweight tag team champions, Ring of Honor tag team champions. The main evented Ring of Honor pay-per-views.
I don't mean to be rude to everybody else in the indies, because I am an expert on WWE and WWE history, but I'm not 100% sure about everything that you're telling me about the young. What is it? I'm sorry, everybody. I'm not 100% sure of their names.
You're putting me over way too much, bro. All right, Nick and Matt Jackson, Young Bucks, incredibly popular. Man, they draw. They really do draw. Their name is kind of transcended the indies in the way AJ Styles really has. Yeah, I mean, Ring of Honor got the exclusive contract for them, and apparently with their deal with Ring of Honor, WWE doesn't have enough money to offer them. Did I catch something about Kurt Angle post TNA?
I thought you were telling me something about Kurt Angle having to retire.
Oh man, I can I don't think he's not. He's gonna keep going. I have no idea what his future with TNA is, but I mean, he has a match against him outside of TNA, so I guess that deal's done. He has a match against Rey Mysterio.
Whoa! Are you telling me right now Kurt Angle's wrestling Rey Mysterio?
Yeah.
Where is this happening? That's craziness.
Yeah, jeez.
Nope.
I don't know what card it's on. I don't know what league's putting it on. I mean, it's post TNA.
TNA has Rey Mysterio? Are you kidding me right now?
No, it's post TNA. It's out of TNA.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know what league it's in.
Wow. So right now, I know the rumors of Lucha Underground having Rey Mysterio. Do you think there's any chance of Kurt Angle wrestling Rey Mysterio in Lucha Underground? Because that would be amazing.
Nah, I don't think Kurt Angle and Lucha Underground is going to happen anytime soon. I haven't heard anything from anybody, and I've got some sources, a few guys. I'm buddy with a couple Lucha Underground wrestlers, and I can safely say that Kurt Angle is not going to Lucha Underground.
Well, that's disappointment. So I guess the waste would be Rey Mysterio wrestling Kurt Angle in TNA. What a garbage match that would be.
It's
And
TNA.
no.
It's somewhere else.
We're going to talk about TNA for a second.
Oh, God. Oh.
Indie expert Joseph Thornburg doesn't want to talk about TNA, and WWE expert me doesn't want to talk about TNA either.
Oh, God. It's so bad.
I mean, it's so bad. Matt Hardy's our champion. Wow, if you're happy about that, wow. But if that match is going to happen, I don't see it happening anywhere else but TNA, in my opinion.
Oh, TNA is freaking brilliant. This is the league that kicked Okada, the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion, to the curb.
Wait, they had the IWGP World Heavyweight Champion in their league and they kicked them to the curb?
Yes, they had the Rainmaker in their league and kicked him to the curb. I also know they've had Brian Cage in their league and kind of passed on him, which I don't understand. Look at what he is doing right now in Lucha Underground. Okay, they had Jay Lethal. Where was he in their world title scene? Oh, he wasn't. Well, now he's the Ring of Honor World Champion and drawing thousands of people. He recently had a match in Japan. Good God.
Well, I think it's a good job for Brian Cage.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because, TNA is a huge cancer. Huge cancer. They can't do anything good. And, it's just my opinion.
Throwing things. I am throwing things right now because of TNA. Just throwing things.
I'm gonna bring it back. I'm gonna bring it back to WWE for a second, and I want
cool.
I want to have a conversation with you.
Okay.
So on SmackDown this week, AJ Styles lost to Chris Jericho,
Yeah.
and everybody's outraged about that. What do you think about it?
We will see where the rubber match goes. I think they did it to set up a Fastlane match. I'm not outraged until AJ Styles gets pinned at a pay-per-view.
Let me tell you my opinion. I'll go back to you, Internet Smarks. This is straight to you, Internet Smarks. Okay, so AJ Styles goes over. You're going to immediately post on how much of a jobber Chris Jericho is. Okay, I get it. Jericho's lost a lot of matches. Okay, Jericho goes over. Then you post about how Jericho's burying younger talent. How can Y2J win? How can he win on any of this stuff? He's a superstar. He's the first ever WWE undisputed champion. And you're going to bury him either way. It makes no sense to me. Give me a break. It's not like losing to Chris Jericho is a bad thing.
I'm probably the worst Smark ever because I really don't have an issue with this because it's setting up their pay-per-view match. Seriously. Who? What?
By the way, on an easier note, Bret Hart went through his surgery for cancer smoothly, and it's going to delay his cancer a lot right now, and it might have eliminated it completely, and we are still yet to know about it, and me, Playboy CVV, and professional indie master here, Joseph Thornburg,
God damn.
will also agree that we're wishing Bret the Hitman Hart the best.
Best there is, best there was, best there ever will be.
It's a true story. It's the truest story. So, Joe, let's talk about this right now. Ring of Honor, New Japan, Lucha Underground, NXT, WWE. Who is the best tag teams there is out there right now? Because I have a lot of times not the time to ask, and you don't have the time to be on the show where we can do this. So I want to hear your opinions right now. And you're going to talk right to these internet smarks. And I put those guys, I bury those guys.
Yeah, you do.
So I want to hear it.
All right. This one, a little on the tricky side. I know a whole lot of people really love what New Day is doing, and I'm not going to take anything away from New Day. NXT, their current champions are there. That's great.
Like a Murphy.
Yep, and here it comes. Gabe shamelessly screaming Blake and Murphy.
Hold on. I have to warn everybody, if you're going to listen to our podcast, there's going to be an obscene amount of Blake and Murphy.
The best tag team in the world right now, Red Dragon, hands down. They can main event a pay-per-view. They can talk. They can wrestle. They'll kick your teeth in singles matches. I think Red Dragon, at Final Battle, each one of their singles matches were competing for match of the night. Between the awesome feud with Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole and the awesome feud with Bobby Fish and everybody's favorite prom king, Roderick Strong.
I'm sorry, I'm about to no-sell you on that, but I need to understand how you, in your mind, in your crazy mind, can think that Red Dragon is better than the Young Bucks. That's crazy.
The Young Bucks are good, but the Young Bucks, the Young Bucks will always put on something entertaining, always. But they'll get spotty, and they'll get a bit outrageous. They'll get eccentric. They'll no-sell things that should be sold. They'll get carried away, and that has its place on the card. But the Young Bucks can't promo. They don't have the fish tank.
What's the fish tank?
The fish tank is a Ring of Honor promo segment with Red Dragon and various guests.
So like the highlight reel?
Yeah, it's a Ring of Honor version of it. They don't talk. They just don't. Yeah, they're charismatic, but Red Dragon went face from being complete douchebags. They didn't change a thing when they became good guys, when they were getting cheered by absolutely everybody in Ring of Honor. They didn't become pandering suck-ups. Bobby Fish is trolling the living hell out of Roderick Strong right now. Everybody's favorite prom king, Roderick Strong.
So are the Red Dragons...
Red Dragon, singular.
Excuse me, sorry. Excuse me, internet smarks and Indie King Joseph Thorberg.
God damn it!
Red Dragon. Is Red Dragon a tag team champion at all right now?
Oh, how dare you. No, they currently do not hold tag titles. They're feuding for singles titles.
Okay, they're feuding for single titles. Well, I'm going to ask you a question again because I was talking about tag teams. Are the Young Bucks a tag team champion right now?
No, they are not. They lost the IWGP World or Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Championships to Prince Puma, a.k.a. Ricochet, and Matt Sydal at the New Beginning pay-per-view.
Whoa.
Spoiled.
Mind blown.
Yep.
Ricochet is Puma?
Yeah. Ricochet is Prince Puma, and he is currently a belt holder in New Japan Pro Wrestling as of earlier this week.
Okay, this podcast is coming to an end. And what you just told me blew my mind. So let's do it right now with Indie King Joseph Thornburg here. who should be in WWE right now. And keep in mind, we're talking about the big leagues. As much as he hates it, he hates when I say this. Everybody, I understand he hates when I say this, but we're going to move forward because we are. Who do you think from Lucha Underground should be in WWE?
Lucha Underground wrestler that I think should be in WWE right now. I'm going to have to put aside my personal bias to my friend. Mil Muertes is a murder machine, a scary, scary monster, and I love everything he does. I think he would be absolutely wonderful.
Okay. Who from New Japan should be in WWE right now?
Right now, from New Japan in WWE, the Rainmaker, Okada. He's just... the guy's a superstar in Japan. Just bona fide superstar. Just everything about him bleeds money.
And here's your home field advantage. Who from Ring of Honor should be in WWE right now?
No brainer. The best world champion on the planet, Jay Lethal. Hands down. Lethal can do absolutely everything. Everything.
And I find it hard to argue with that. And if you don't know who Jay Lethal is, you guys need to go look on YouTube and look up some of his stuff because Jay Lethal is amazing. Well, we're getting close to the end here, and we're going to recap some points right now. And we have Zach in first place with 145. We have Joe in second with 140. Barely. We have me in third with 135. Kyle trailing behind with 100. Steve next at 95. Steve Sr. at 90. We have Frank at 80. And we have James at 75 in last place, which is not really that bad. It's a pretty tight race in the WWE main league right now. We're going to move down to NXT. We have Pamela at 170, and I honestly believe that she doesn't have to start a lineup for the rest of the season, and she'll just win.
Yep, pretty much.
Then we have Chris next at 150. Oh, excuse me. Josh.
Out of nowhere like an RKO.
Josh out of nowhere like an RKO at 150. Chris next at 140. Dio at 130. And we have Dell at commanding last place at 95.
Oh, man.
You know, Dell took a lot of steps to ensure her...
last place?
No. For the next pay-per-view coming up, I think that she's going to pull away and get out of last place to the next pay-per-view. So... in my opinion.
Yeah, she can't start enough wrestlers on the next pay-per-view to pull ahead of Dio right now. Dio gets one win. There's no way that she can do anything.
I don't know. Dell just bought AJ Styles.
Okay. So that's 10 points. And?
Well, we'll see what happens there. So. Yeah.
I don't know. Pamela's roster is just absolutely phenomenal. I don't know how she's going to get beat.
I already said that she's going to take first place without even having to start wrestler right now because she's so far ahead. So
Competition. I think the competition that we should be looking at is who's coming up in second because I think we all know that it's a 9-man league in the main roster and somebody's going to go down from the main roster. The loser goes down. So we've got the competition right now for second place to move up between Josh and Chris. And we're looking at Josh right now with Daniel Bryan, done. Dean Ambrose, not going to win. Rusev, come on. Kalisto, yeah. Neville, meh. Does he have anything?
if he's on the card, he will win. Wait, we're talking about Neville, right?
Yeah, we're talking about Neville. Waste of talent, right?
I don't think he's going to even be on the pre-show.
Yeah, I don't think he's there either. And Bubba Ray is... If they set anything up with Bubba Ray, they just beat up the Usos.
It might be a 3-way tag match, but there's no way that the Dudleys are going to win.
Yeah, I think you said the Usos, and I'm saying New Day. We'll talk about that one on next week. On Chris's side, Seth Rollins still out. Bray Wyatt, viable winner. Damian Sandow, no. Dolph Ziggler, I mean, he's there. I don't know if he has anything on the card. Charlotte and Sasha, there you go. Charlotte and Sasha.
Yeah, Charlotte's definitely going to get some points, and so Sasha. They're not going to put Sasha Banks' ex-team, bad team over on her and Becky Lynch. No. Not going to happen.
No way. No, so I think the worst-case scenario coming out of this pay-per-view is those two are going to tie up, and then it's going to literally come down to WrestleMania for them. And we still don't know where this is going. But, I mean, we have Sasha, but he has Sasha and Charlotte on the same team. Everybody thinks those two are going to be in the title match. My money's on Chris in second place.
Let's leave it to Indie Star Joe here.
Indie Star. I like how I've gone from Indie Expert to Indie Star, apparently.
Yeah, let's leave it to Indie Star here, Joe, to talk about the undercard. We didn't talk anything about the main league. So
we have that's the best competition going. We're gonna get we'll go in.
I'm cutting them off right now.
We're going in depth next week.
All right. We all know that Charlotte's gonna win the match, so let's end it with her. Go.